Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Boy, oh boy, it is a sunny day here in New Zealand. It's currently around about 5 p.m. in the afternoon on Monday, the 8th of December. And here we've got some pretty big history about to unfold on Pulsechain with the launch of RAILGUN by, of course, LibertySwap, who have absolutely made a huge impression since they basically came live onto Pulsechain, open up the Pulsechain bridge and set up liquidity pools across multiple chains. It's been a lot of fun, and now they're about to bring another heavyweight, I guess, protocol or a DeFi service to the chain with the old RAILGUN, and of course bringing privacy to the frontier, or to the forefront, I should say, of Pulsechain. It's pretty exciting. So we're gonna have a bit of a watch party on this. I don't know exactly when their timing of the launch is going to be. We're in that window, maybe within a half an hour window, possibly, if they're on time. Obviously, software and rolling things out and contracts and all that stuff sometimes can take a little bit longer. But we're going to do our best over, say, maybe the next hour or so, and see whether it will launch in this window. But we are in that time frame, and their updates today have been pretty much consistent that we're in that launch window about now. So we're going to update 2 hours ago, update an hour ago. Does seem like we're almost there. So let's get into it. Now, before we do, of course, don't forget to share the show around on X. This is a huge deal for Pulsechain. So smash the repost there, and I'm just really happy being able to cover it. I deferred my daily show earlier today just so I could, have full energy for this one. So exciting times. Smash the repost button, guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, all that good stuff. And let's have a good time. Now, we got Sean and Melly in the house there. Big shout out. Let's go, baby. Absolutely, Sean. Big shout out to you as well. Sean's amazing member of our community. So big shout out there. Let's go, baby. 100%. It's going to be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's kick it over. And we're going to go over to LibertySwap and check out where they're at the moment. We're going to have to do a lot of refreshing, of course. But that's just the way it goes, right? This is the way it goes. Now, let me bring up, I just realized I haven't got the LibertySwap website up, so let's bring that up. I'm not sure what we're going to have a couple extra menus at the top for the protocol, so it's going to be pretty cool to see out. And I think we got a little snapshot earlier, but we might just wait for the real thing to pop up. But it's going to be pretty cool. Now, obviously, a lot of people have been excited about LibertySwap launching RAILGUN. There's been a lot of influencers out there, a lot of community members, leading into the last 24, 48 hours. We also got a few people selling the news on the old PCock. Got one particular player trying to sell the news on the event, but we shall see. We shall see where PCock goes from here as well. Now, this is going to be a ramp up, of course, so we'll get there. Hey, Sean, 5 hour plus flight to Perth, best flight ever. Watching Pulsechain go up. Nice one, Sean. Yeah, we had a beautiful pump today. We're going to cover the rest of the markets as well during this hour or so, so it should be good. All right, let's get into it, and let's go over to LibertySwap and see where they're at right now. So this is LibertySwap here, of course, on X. We're going to keep refreshing until we see some update here. Now, we've got an update here, guys, hot off the press. So this is 8 minutes ago. The first transaction from ETH to RAILGUN on RAILGUN to ETH on Pulsechain just ran on our new contract, guys. Few more minutes to go. This is huge, guys. So I'm going to smash the repost on that. Fantastic. Enjoying the updates on the watch party. All right, cool. So fantastic stuff there. You can see RAILGUN to Pulse completed. Woohoo! Status completed. Swap ID. We got the amount in there. A little bit of ETH routing to Ethereum. Not bad. To Pulsechain, from Ethereum to Pulsechain. And got the recipient there as well, and the transaction hash on Otter. Very, very exciting, guys. Very exciting indeed. So we do not know where the money comes from, lol. One of our team members is sending from inside the RAILGUN shielded balance. So remember, this is all happening within a ring fence kind of smart contract system where these are private addresses, right? So it all gets shielded in there, and you can do all sorts of things, swapping and transferring and everything else within this privacy contract, smart contract environment. So pretty exciting. And these guys have added to the normal features of Railgun to make it really easy for people to use. And so that ease of use is a big improvement. So this is going to be something that's going to advantage Pulsechain. So awesome stuff happening here. So there we go, folks. Off the press, the first transaction from ETH on Railgun to wrapped ETH on Pulsechain just ran on our new contract. A few more minutes to go. So it's getting pretty exciting. Now we're going to refresh the website here and see how we go there. So presumably we'll get a new menu on here as well once it goes live. Very exciting. So yeah. Now they put out a few other posts earlier in the day. One of them was about Railgun to Pulsechain is a big deal. Why does it matter for PCock as well? So we're going to talk about PCock quickly. But PCock, of course, is kind of the representation, the tokenization in some ways. Even though it's not launched by LibertySwap, it has become the kind of the tokenization of the protocol value. For the first time, users get instant routes in and out of Railgun. So that's really awesome, right? For the first time, users get instant routes in and out of Railgun. The process is usually very complex, but we're making it simple, and that's a huge advantage for Pulsechain to be the frontier of that. And of course, LibertySwap is delivering that ability. Fees are the lowest they've ever been. Even someone with $10, guys, can use Railgun level privacy. That's awesome, right? So even the smallest players, the people that are new, there's a lot of new players that will just do like little transactions. People that want to test things, little transactions. So it's really cool. Sometimes people just want to top up a little bit of fees on some little random account, to do some DGen activity. That may be perfect for that. So that was not possible before. So it wasn't possible before. So something new again on the old Pulsechain. Railgun cannot run on non-EVM chains. So we're talking about like SVM chains like Solana, X1, of course, that's live now. With our routing, we can help Solana, C-Chain, Tron, and other chains access Railgun privacy without technical barriers. Massive, opening up all those new users over on those chains, as well as liquidity. Very cool. Pump Pulsechain. That's all we can say. And then, of course, privacy for traders and marketers. People can buy and sell meme coins without watchers tracking their wallets. There's a lot of people that want that, and of course, they said the demand is real. We all know, of course, that have been around that demand is very real indeed, and particularly for some big players. All fees from all chains. Take that again. All fees from all chains flow back into the PCock LP on Pulsechain. This strengthens the base of the ecosystem. Now, obviously, we've got to reasonably expect this to ramp up. It's got to be obviously tested, refined, and ramped up as more people use it. Liquidity gets bigger, all that sort of stuff. So there's lots of things that will ramp up in the days and weeks ahead, which is pretty cool. We've got Fast Abdul in the house there. Big shout out from Vault 369. I'm here for the tech, and of course, ink printer, right? Print the ink dollar there with the old ink token. Big shout out there, Fast Abdul. We got Valiant in the house as well. Feed the bird, indeed. Go Pulsechain, 100%. Let the bird fly free. Absolutely, we like that. Good one, Sean. All right, so that's some of the cool stuff we had out today, and so we're going to have to keep refreshing here. We even got Crypto Coffee, arguably the largest Pulsechain influencer, has got the biggest privacy. He's got an update just out 3 minutes ago. Biggest privacy update on Pulsechain Bridge. LibertySwap is here. Try it out soon. Use privacy tech like Railgun. Now, obviously, we're waiting that to launch and be updated. It doesn't look like it's quite there yet, but it's going to be pretty close. Minutes away. Now, we did have that first transaction here, and we got another update on that. So we had this one here from 14 minutes ago, and then we've got this one here just come out right now. So we're going to read that too. So the first transaction from wrapped ETH to Pulsechain, Railgun is complete. We do not know the activity. The whole process took less than 18 seconds. So that was the rehash there. So 18 seconds, guys. That's pretty good. What's our blockchain? 10-second block time, something like that. So that's about 18 seconds. That is super fast. So very cool there. We got some of the evidence of that Pulsechain to Railgun's swap ID with a little bit of ETH in there. So very cool stuff is happening in real time. That's why it's a watch party. That's why it's a watch party there. So I don't know about you guys, but we've got to give that a round of applause. We're kicking it with the Liberty lady, who's apparently got a spruce up. She's had a few plastic surgeries done. Anyway, we're going to come back to that quickly. But we had a bit of the Sell of News event going on here. So yeah, we had one account in particular sell down the chart ratio there. So we actually rallied on the Pulsechain rally. So we obviously had that sleeper money from several months ago. They had $4 million or so. Some of that started buying up the old Pulsex there, routing through Pulse, so lifting Pulse from ETH to Pulse or something, all the way up. ETH to Pulse and then into Pulsex. So we had the big rally there. Pulsex went up 75%, and we had a big rally on a lot of the other tokens, and PCock was the second, pretty much second biggest mover there. But of course, we had a bit of switching around with Unity, a few other protocols there, but largely it was PCock and Pulsex for quite a bit. They were dominating the trending charts. Obviously, we had a sell-off in the old, people can't help but sell down the charts a little bit, and we had that sell-off. And then, of course, with Sell the News event here, someone tried to front-run the launch, which is not quite, we're almost there, but not quite there, and sold that down. And I believe they've still got about 1.2 million in PCock left. So, quite a large player there, trying to take some profits. But it could end up, crying about that later on. Who knows? We'll see. But that is where PCock is right now. We also got a little bit of a move with the charts right now. So we've got the Bitcoin at $91,100. We've got Ethereum at $3,100 right now. And we've got Pulse at the moment. Let's do a refresh of this. We've got Pulse sitting just above over 2,000. So it's really powered up today, almost at 2,100. And we're up 25.6% on Pulse. Pulsex still up a very handsome 54%, and we love these days where we get 30-50%. That's a pretty damn good go. We just like to string these together, right? And incentive token up 34% right now. Hex up at 27%. That is the context upon which LibertySwap is launching a railgun right now. So let's give it another refresh, because it looks like they're going to be possibly giving us lots of updates here during our watch party. It's my party. I can cry if I want to. Apparently. So that's where we are. No further updates at the moment, but we have had those first transactions go through in only 18 seconds, so it was pretty fast. Woo. All right, so that's kind of where we are with that at the moment. Let's quickly go to the rest of the markets, and we can see at the moment we got $23.4 million of volume, so a real big jump. I mean, we were doing $5 million and $4 million and stuff like that, and so $23.4 million today. Very, very cool. And at the moment, we've still got the best performer is Pulsex and Hex and INC. They're the cores, and they're the best performers today on the trending view, followed by PCock sitting at number 4. So not bad. And of course, P-Tiger also had a great run, obviously tied a lot into the old PCock, but has actually been pumping really well also. If we have a look at the old P-Tiger there, of course, Crypto Tiger God there, rising influencer star on X there has got a very nice, handsome chart there with the pulse ratio. Was climbing very nicely. Look at that, pretty good. Up to 361 pulse per tiger, and or P tiger there, and we're now at 300. So that's done pretty well today as well. So a lot of the leaders there. PTC de Grey's making a little bit of a move as well, 33%. We got Most Wanted, of course, one of the main coins, pump tires, behind PCock on the RH ranking, and that's up 45%. There as well. In fact, I just realized it's not in order. Sorry about that. So we've got Unity at the top. My bad. We've got Unity up top at 75%. So that's what Pulsex was up earlier today. We've got UFO at number 2 at 57%, and then Pulsex. We've got DAO token at the moment up 50%, a Phoenix up 47%. We've got Firewall making a bit of a move there. Most Wanted at 46% there. Sparta making a move as well, 44%. So we've got quite a few moves on here. Nice day in the office. Of course, anything that is doing better than 26% is beating our pulse on the ratio there. So that's pretty cool. We've got Peppy making a move too. Maybe we talked about that the other day. It was getting really sold down. A nice little pump back today. So that's a leverage play on Pulse. Looking at number 33, they're up 32%. Zendog up 31%. So all these beating up Pulse right now. Then we come to Pulse Puppy. Peacock, of course, sitting up 29%. So still, even with the sell-off by the big whale there selling down the news, we've still got a gain against Pulse. Pump Tires up 29% as well, still gainer. 9mm up 27%. That's kind of where we get to it almost. We've got Zero Trust there tied in the Peacock. That is also up 27%, and I think that's pretty much it. So we've got about just over 50 coins out of the top 100 beating out Pulse right now in the pump that we had today, which is pretty cool. Now, obviously, got sold down to. Richard made a post about that, about it being sold down, which was pretty funny. We'll probably check that, but let's go check LibertySwap first, so we don't get too far away from any updates that they do. Doesn't look like, looks like we're doing okay though at the moment. But let's pull up a Richard Hart post and we'll see what he said about the sell into the pump. And of course, Pulsechain's been plagued by this sort of behavior for various reasons. But let's have a look at. We're going to go to Richard Hart first. Sorry, my bad. Richard Hart there. So 2 hours ago, Richard Hart said it's funny watching people murder any pump. And of course, if you remember his video, he says, hello, sell pressure, he would say. Hello, sell pressure. It was pretty funny. And there we go. So that was the big pump today. So obviously, you're going to have to buy through these still the remaining sell pressures there on the chain. All right. What else? Get into the comments there, folks. So let us know what you're thinking about the whole thing. It'd be very cool. We got Mikey in house there, or Hexcavator, says, hey, gang, good to see you, Hexcavator. Big shout out. And let's do a refresh. We're going to be refreshing a lot here. PCock at the moment, still holding at 576. Pretty much the ratio got sold right back down, and they did the old sell the news event on the old PCock, but it hasn't actually quite launched yet. So we're keeping alert to it, but let's do another refresh here. Nothing there yet at the moment. So at the moment, remember the last update that we had was we had the PCock DEX go live, then we had the PDI DEX as well go live there, and of course they added new liquidity on the liquidity pairs. So we had all these new LP tokens set up with PCock and PDI. Those were the last big updates, and now today we're moving on to RAILGUN, which is pretty awesome, right? A good day to be a Spartan, says Sean. A good day to be the Spartan indeed. Right, so that is the last updates we had from PCock, and today, of course, is huge. We've got RAILGUN being rolled out. Now, this is going to be a bit of a progression after they've set up the initial setup. And if you've just come in, we just had our first transaction about 13 or 15 minutes ago, 22 minutes ago. We had the first transaction from ETH on RAILGUN to wrapped ETH on Pulsechain, just ran on the new contract, and so that is exciting times. So they swapped a little bit of Ethereum there. Very cool. And of course, they don't, because it's private, they don't know where the money comes from. Lol, one of our team members is sending from inside the RAILGUN shield balance, which is pretty hilarious. So fun times there from the team on that one. Let's see if there's any comments flowing in from there. We got a Prairie Banana from PDC in the house. The big shout out to him. Fiora as well, Reedy. Dirty Crypto's watching, clapping there proudly. We've got a lot of other community people there as well. So very cool. We've got the other one up here. Let's see if there's any comments on that one. We are going home. Dear LFG. What else? We've got some cool ones there. It's cool picture, isn't it? The old bird, PCock. So nice. A lot of excitement going on there with the old LibertySwap. So cool. Let's see if there's any response to the Crypto Coffee one actually from the team. No, nothing there at the moment. So I said you were going to have a lot of refreshing going on today as we're waiting for it to go live for the public. We got Pulsechain PCock, a big fan, of course. Hey, Pulsechain, the PCock army has arrived. Yeah, that's right. We've got arrived there. So we're at game on. So we're going to keep refreshing as during the watch party. And at the moment, we're still waiting for it to go public. We had the sell and news events on the old PCock, but had been doing pretty well up to that point. Got up to 665 on the ratio there. Let's go to the daily. Let's have to auto correct that. But the daily, the chart's looking pretty good. So obviously we've got to beat out some new highs at 755 on the pulse ratio. But, it's looking pretty good otherwise. And in US dollars, it's moving up. So, looking pretty good against the chart setup that I've got there. And pretty cool on that one. So better hide all the extras there. But we're getting a bullish cross coming up too, guys, on the 9 to the 34, being on the ratios that you like. So the EMA averages that you like to use. It's just coming up very bullish there for a move to the upside. So nice little quasi double W pattern in there as well. So it could be a pretty big move there. All right, so that is we're at PCock right now. And we're going to keep refreshing until we win, until we see the launch. We are in the launch window, so that's why I started streaming about now. And to turn out they'll be right because we got the first transaction covered 25 minutes ago, which is cool. So wrapped ETH on Pulsechain to ETH on RAILGUN is complete. So they've done that too. So we got ETH on Railgun to wrapped ETH on Pulse. So that's pretty cool. So Railgun to Pulse, and then we got wrapped ETH on Pulse to ETH on Railgun. So the other way there. So kind of cool. And that was 15 minutes ago. So back and forth there. Let's see where we go next. I'm going to keep refreshing, as I say. I knew this was going to be a fun stream. I knew it was going to be a fun stream. Yeah, nothing yet. And we have to refresh the website too. Refresh the website. All right, so get in the chat there. Let us know what you think. Are you excited about it? Have you been scooping up some PCock? Are you going to be using the privacy bridge? Is it something you're going to be doing for swapping between wallets, buying things up, meme coins and things like that? Let us know. Very exciting. Now, some of the other things that we've got coming up after Railgun, obviously they're going to be, adding liquidity pools and things like that, refining and testing and expanding all the services there. But we've also got the fact that not only are they going to do, as I read out earlier, not only are they doing EVM chains, but they're going to be accessing into SVM chains as well, which I think is very exciting. And we went through all this. That's some pretty bullish stuff. Railgun cannot run on non-EVM chains, but with their routing, they're going to make it possible, which is absolutely mega huge, right? That's fantastic. And all the fees there flowing back into the PCock LP on Pulsechain, making this chart look pretty delicious over time. And the chart's already looking pretty nice, I think, for setup. Loving the uplifting developments on the Liberty Lady. Quite up only, says Sean. Yeah, that's true. In more ways than one, Sean. In more ways than one. Apparently. All right, so that's kind of where we are right now. And of course, Pulsechain had a stellar day today. Bitcoin's up 2%, Ethereum's up 2.5%, but Pulse was up a massive amount today, still up 25%, and PulseX 52%, but PulseX actually got up to about 76% on the top of that move. So a great day for Pulsechain finally off the bottom, of course, but nevertheless, really great to see that big pump move. Now let's see whether we can lift the price floor and start moving up from here. So maybe a few more buying sessions there from some big whales, hint, and we might see us push up higher here. We've certainly got heavyweights. LibertySwap here with the Railgun is really pushing privacy to the frontier of Pulsechain, and also Richard Hart's vision around privacy, right? So we've got ProofX obviously at the moment. Now, the ProofX sacrifice that I looked at earlier today was actually only about $90,000 more than yesterday. So that's definitely slowing down as the rates are going up. And it'll be interesting to see, whether some of that sell down today, any of that money ends up going into ProofX sacrifice. That'd be interesting. It might be a bit of a rotation, or at least a recycling of money for whoever was buying up the chart today, aka. So we'll find out. But that's where we are right now. So super bullish. Railgun to Pulsechain is a big deal, and it's definitely going to matter a lot for PCock coming up there. Someone sold the news down today, but that may be something they will regret later on, depending on relative values, right? But that chart for me is starting to look pretty good. So we're getting pretty close to some special stuff happening here. Now, for the rest of the year, like I say, LibertySwap after the Railgun goes live, looking to fatten up the LP pools. Now, they're going to be doing a new roadmap for next year, and we're expecting that to, I believe Tornado Cash is going to be tied in the beginning of next year. So we'll have to wait and see what the team does there. But also we're expecting PCock staking and the meme airdrop set up to happen as well, probably in the new year. I think all will be pretty quick. They've got a whole ton of stuff they bring to Pulsechain, by the way. They have a whole list of stuff, and obviously a lot of stuff they haven't told us. But we are expecting potentially hundreds of trading tools and things like that coming from them. So there's a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline from these guys. So it's just going to be pretty. It's going to be obviously a pretty big heavyweight on the old Pulsechain. They brought over some more liquidity today too, didn't they? So let's have a little refresh and keep a grip on what the updates are going to be. See if we've got anything else. Nothing else there at the moment. But they did do some other stuff today, so we might as well talk about that. Let's see here. Fuck the bears, they say. Let's let them sell. I keep buying. I keep believing. We keep building on Pulsechain. This chain deserves a better better class of holders, absolutely. And you guys know I've been talking about having, at least a half a dozen blue chips by the end of the year would be a really solid foundation for 2026. It's fine to have all the meme coins and the DGNs and all the pump and dumpers and all that sort of stuff, but we need to start having, for Pulsechain to really mature, we need to start having some really investable projects. Obviously LibertySwap is helping set that up with PCock, but we've got many other protocols expected to launch very soon. And of course, one of those that's going to be getting very close, and I might pull it up since we might have a few minutes here to talk about it. And that is it's probably a catch up here, but maybe they'll beat Vouch 369 to launch. But that is Rack and Rochelle, right? So I'm not sure if I've got Rack and Rochelle on the list here anymore. Oh, there he goes. So Rack and Rochelle is teasing that Coin Mafia is very close. So we've got an update 8 hours ago, and that is that Coin Mafia will have a referral program. Coin Mafia will also have a native token at launch, so that's pretty interesting. And of course, they're quietly handpicking a tiny crew for Coin Mafia early entry and have a VIP edge, which is pretty exciting. So that's pretty cool. And also Joshua Wu, who's in their team, is also getting excited about that stuff too. So obviously a lot going to be coming from Joshua Wu as well, and of course Chen as well. And let's not forget one of my favorites, Triple Dad. He's going to be in the action here too somewhere. So kind of cool. Big stuff coming for Coin Mafia. Now you got to love the animation, so they're doing a great job with the artwork. We're very excited about that. So that is coming down the pipeline, and then of course, maybe probably just after, if somewhere in between, we got vaults coming with the multi-chain, multi-collateral liquidity fork, and with a few extra bells and whistles as well. User says everyone is here for the tech. Well, there is quite a few people actually here for the tech. Some of them are just delivering it. So they're definitely here for the tech. When Lambo, says Diamond Hand. When Lambo indeed. Soon. Okay, soon. Depending on your priorities in life. Depending on priorities. Sometimes some people, a Lamborghini is too fast. It's too powerful for them. We got a lot of stuff there. I want a picture of Liberty on my screensaver, says Valiant. Indeed. Well, there's a picture of Lady Liberty. They've definitely well, I'm trying to use the right words. Definitely spruced her up a little bit there. That's for sure. We also had Somi talking about it earlier. So we have Somi pretty excited about Railgun coming. He's got his little outfit on. So he must think about going to find where can he get some props. He must have some prop shops there. Pretty cool. Now what I want to get to was that Railgun. We got Dirty Crypto in there as well, talking about the excitement around Railgun. But I wanted to talk about was they've also bridged over capital, right, to set all this stuff up. And so I think we got that in about a year. So 9 hours ago, sending another 40 ETH to Pulsechain today. So obviously, if we keep this pace of 40 to 50 ETH per day, we'll have plenty of ETH on the Pulsechain. So that's pretty exciting. Now we agree. To 250,000 DAI bridged from Pulsechain. That was also in play. So they've had other updates during the day, and let's give them a little refresh here and see if they've got any other news updates here as well. We got Recton House. Good evening, all. Good day in the markets. Will we sustain the pump or use the baby ends to dump? Yeah, we'll find out. But I'm feeling fairly optimistic. I have seen thought there was an influence out there talking about us going down to 1,000 on Pulse before we truly recover. But it was a pretty good day in the office, so we're going to take that. And I'm feeling, pretty optimistic about where we're going here. All right, let's go to the LibertySwap site and have a look. So we get any new menu at the top. And actually, if we scroll all the way down, let me just scroll all the way down here. In fact, let me change view so you guys don't get dizzy. And I'll try and find the sneak preview that we looked at the other day. What we're expecting to see. And I was going to have this preset, but it's just the way it goes. We're working on other stuff at the moment. We're working on other stuff. Couldn't have everything up when I needed to. I think it might be from yesterday. These guys post so much stuff too, which is great. We love it. It's good. Let's see if we got that sneak peek. Maybe it's quite far down. We'll find it. Or not. So we'll scroll down here a little bit more. And so more ETH was bought over yesterday. So yeah, All right, so just got to someone's talk to me. I'll just be back in a minute. Right, sorry about that. Got someone workman doing some stuff at the moment. But here we are. Yeah, Railgun, typical flow of assets. So you got your public address at the top. You've got shielding into the Railgun private address. You got the unshielding there, back into public address there. You can do once you're inside this Railgun ecosystem, you can do private sends, private swaps, private DeFi. So it's very, very cool. You can even unshield into other privatized addresses. So very, very cool. But they'll be publicly available in the color scheme. So that is coming. That's what we're looking forward to right now, which is pretty exciting. We got Check My Pulse in the house there. What's shaking my hexagons? Good to see Check My Pulse. Woohoo! Getting excited. A lot of people are excited for sure. Good reasons to be as well. So we've got lots of good stuff coming down the line from the team. Now I was just trying to find the sneak preview. So that's the sneak preview right there. So you can see that's what we're waiting to launch. So as I understand it, so presumably that's going to pop up here on the actual protocol, LibertySwap.finance. Now, just remember, if you're new to LibertySwap and you want to bridge over to Pulsechain or use the privacy bridge with the Railgun, just remember that don't Google it or search on some search engines. There's lots of scams out there. They just change the letters a little bit. Like LibertySwap will have a letter moved around. Just got to be really careful. So make sure that you find the official one there, LibertySwap.finance, and you obviously can go through the official team there. But that's what we're waiting for. So you can see at the moment we've got the TokenX DEX there and all that, and they've got the TokenX DEX there. They've got a buy button there, of course, a little bit different. And then they've got trading and auto farm. So auto farm coming up as well. I'm not sure what the status of that will be, but that's going to be pretty exciting. So that is coming up pretty soon. Very, very cool. So someone here says Autofarm looks like a missing piece of the puzzle. Yes, I am not a fan of the name Autofarm, originally referred to the protocol that managed Uniswap V2 LP positions. We rebuilt it into something different. Now actively manages PulseX V2 LP positions for harvest or compound or burning trading fees, along with a few other more aggressive trading modes. So we know that they're going to bring potentially hundreds of trading features to Pulsechain. So this looks a big part of that. So it's going to be pretty cool. So keep a lookout for that. It's going to be pretty neat. This private mode will be great. It delivers real Railgun level privacy without harming the anonymity of current Railgun users. It's much faster than a Railgun, much cheaper, and it lets people with as little as $10 enjoy the true Railgun style privacy. So very, very cool stuff there. Yeah, we've got more stuff going there, so it's going to be pretty cool. All right, so that's cool. I'll post that link actually into the chat there if you guys want to check it out. But some good posts there leading up to the launch of Railgun. All right, that's it there. Bam. All right, and we had that little diagram that's not much further up, so you can go see that too, which was back up here. That's kind of cool. I'll post that one as well. And then we're going to go back up and see if we've got any updates with the old launch party. Bam, there we go. I make my own sound effects because it's cool. That's what you do. All right, so let's go all the way back up. Actually, this is refresh. Probably be faster, right? Bam, there we go. Bam, bam. All right, so let's see if we've got any more updates here. No updates at the moment. Like I say, we're going to be doing a lot of refreshing because that's fun to do it. No, it's not. All right, so let's see who else has jumped in here. We've got a good bunch of people in the house at the moment. A big shout out to Valiant. Check my pulse, Sean. Emeli there, Recton, Crypto, user Diamond Hands, Hexcavator in the house there. We've got Fast Abdul as well. He's about to launch his own protocol, of course, for Vault 369. That is going to be potentially one of the blue chips that we're looking forward to by the end of the year. It's exciting times on Pulsechain, man. Chart is pumping. We got at least 5 heavyweight projects that I'm aware of potentially launching by the end of the year. It's exciting times. So bring it on, bring it on. Setting us up nicely for 2026. And of course, we've got the end of the ProoveX sacrifice on the 10th of January, right? So good times. Let's have a quick look at the ProoveX sacrifice. See what the balances were. We're now in day 27. The base rate now for day 27 is $1.43, $1.44 almost. And we had day 26 finish. We're sitting at 15.9 million. We're up about, by my counts, about $90,000 from the day before. And so, that's definitely slowed down a lot there. We've got the top leaderboard there is ProoveX Pool, run by the Buckamentals guys, 5.3 million. Now that the obviously I love that protocol. People can go and participate as a public book. I just think the volume share profit is just ridiculously greedy. That's the problem I have with it. Apart from that, we love capitalism. I love capitalism. Apart from that, but that's why you have regulators come in to regulate. But we've got no regulator. All right, so that is the play there on that one. So we've got 19 hours to go to the next rate rise. So we're ticking away now. 27 days, of course. The ends the second phase. Where we've got this increase of 6.25% per day, finishes on day 54, and that will be $7.40 by the time we get there on the base rate, plus the volume multiplier ranking, and then we get into phase 3 with the flat rate and no volume multiplier bonus, and potentially we could see Richard Hart go in there with the OA or whoever the OA running that is, do some big ETH bags. That'll be subject relative to the share of the total that they want and relative to the amount that the retail book put in. As well. So that's kind of where we are on that one. In terms of the sacrifice, 11.6 million has come from Ethereum, so which is about 47%, something like that ballpark. Pulsechain is about 3.6 million out of 15.9, which has dropped a little bit, I think. And so what's that, about 27%, something like that maybe. So that's kind of where we are. And we've got BSC at 172. That's ticking away there. So definitely a chance for Pulsechain to move, and let's see where we go from here. At the moment, we've got PulseX moving still, and maybe recovering from that little slash and burn. And we've got overall, we've got Pulse there. Yeah, Pulse moving back up even higher, back to 2100 again. We were up 56% on PulseX, 35% on Inc, and 26% on Hex. And we've definitely got some good leaders there. So let's do a refresh again on the old LibertySwap. Kicking it in here. A history in the making for the old Pulsechain. No updates there right now. We might have some on the replies, though. Let's have a look on the replies on the old LibertySwap. PCock, that was 21 minutes ago. Looks like their last update 21 minutes ago. They hit the repost button, of course. We are going home. That's kind of one of the comments. Better times are coming for Pulse, coming soon, and people should think bigger. They should indeed, and that's going to be a maturing vector on the old Pulsechain. Very cool. All right, so let's do a refresh of the protocol. LibertySwap.finance. See if we got any magic. Suddenly appears. Who appears? Is it a wild SJ? Suddenly appears. That's the old phrase. I think it might be. It might be. That's where I got it from. Let's see. All right. Bam. All right. So we're going to go through some of the charts here. At the moment, we've got crypto moving up slightly here. Remember that we're coming off the weekend. It's still Sunday, I think, in the United States. So that means it's what time in LA? It's 9 o'clock in LA. It is midnight, almost midnight in New York. So it's the time frame there. So we're about to, kick it off into the opening of the stock market, no doubt, in a couple of hours, and also we got the Fed meeting coming up as well in a few hours. So that's on a few days, I should say. So 7th to the 10th. So it's about 3 days' time. And so we've got a big week for the markets, but the market's essentially pricing in a rate cut. I think it was close to 90%. So it's a very bullish week indeed for the markets. And of course, we came off that awesome inflation data last Friday of about 2.8% for the core PCE inflation rate. So things are looking pretty good. We're going to have a super green week this week and a Christmas rally. Bring it on. There'll be extra presents under the Christmas tree this year, if that's the case, says the community. Bang, bang, pump gang. Absolutely, Frank White. A big shout out. Welcome to the chat. All right, so let's do another refresh. We've got Eddie in the house as well. Hey, Eddie, welcome. Welcome to the live stream, a special watch party. Now, I do have a certain amount of time. We're going to cover the watch party. We're still well in the window of that. Now, what's coming up tonight? Guess what, guys? Pulsechain monster thread. The hottest weekly news is coming out. Number 31. 31 weeks, guys. Isn't that amazing? And a big shout out to MVS Crypto out there. He's working hard on that as we speak. The editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread and also a promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show. He is working hard indeed. So big shout out to him. I know where you can find him. If you want to join our Discord, guys, you might just find MVS Crypto in there. So big shout out if you haven't joined our strategy club as well. The link's in the video description to join that. It's just over $1 a day. So if you're also on X, you can go to the top of the profile for the Crypto Night Show and join up there too. And you can go and meet MVS Crypto, the editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread. So big shout out to him working out there. It's probably not far away from going live, maybe an hour or so. It's getting close. He might tell me it's going to be hours later, but it's probably pretty close. All right, so let's get into it. Lots of things happening, right? Markets are pumping. The community is doing great things in the Monster Threads. We've got top tier teams like LibertySwap, like Fast Abdul, finally we've got the vision of Racco Michelle about to start to be unleashed after many years because of the SEC, right? Largely. And so it's going to be fun times. We also got potentially Tetra and Signum launching before the end of the year. That's going to be huge. That's going to unlock other protocols as well. So having Tetra is really groundbreaking technology. It's going to democratize the blockchain for everybody. And all you have to use is some nodes and connectors and maybe having a little bit of thinking in there. And that's going to be very, very cool. And then, of course, Signum Oracle, having a second Oracle up and running on Pulsechain, very cool. So, having two operational Oracles, it's going to be mean that lots of teams can do lots of cool things. So it's going to be fun. All right. And then Coinwell. Where's Coinwell? Now, was Coinwell going to come out some of the time? Was this going to come out just after Coin Mafia? Or are they going to wait a little bit longer? Is it going to be a pre-Christmas launch, or is it going to be beginning of 2026 launch for Coinwell? The full DeFi ecosystem there from Racco Michelle. We'll stay tuned on that one, I think. Timing is important, right? Having a good market sentiment. So we'll keep track of that. Looks like we've got PCock there just making a little bit more of a comeback as well after the old sell the news event by the large holder. And looks like we're climbing back up a little bit there. So look at the ratio. Ratio is still down at 577. We did top out, though, pretty nicely at 665. The all-time high back here on the 3rd of November was 1,037 pulse per PCock. And that's kind of the leaderboard there at the moment. Top performer in the last hour, looks like here for Investor moving. Saw Signum make a bit of a move. Last 6 hours, of course, Pulsex there. Unity dominating. Unity at 10 cents. So a big shout out to Cryptographics. he's got to be pretty happy about this chart, right? So we zoom out. Now, this down chart was expected, right? Because it's the inflation period, right? Where a lot of the volume comes out. So that was expected to happen. No surprises there. But now we're starting to get some of the magic happening. We had the fractal day, right? So the fractal there had got called for the old Unity. So we're just having a little bit of look at this while we wait for Railgun to launch. And let's quickly look at day 110. Day 112, of course, we had past day 110. But the big deal was that the fractal got moved from this money got moved over here, about 130,000, if I remember rightly, to over here. And so now we have the 280K and $280,000 in Pulsex, obviously with the Pulsex pump, and $72,000 here. So that's looking really nice at $350,000 sitting in the buy and burn balance, and still with about $26,000 in the buy and build, with obviously the price appreciation today in Pulsex, given that Pulsex is up 56%. So real nice there, ticking away. And apparently Unity price likes it. What's the ratio to Pulsex? It's still pretty flat, but benefiting from that big price uplift there at the moment, 5,500 on that. So looking pretty good. Now we know Taurus on the Ethereum chain is really moving up. It's already kicking into gear with a 3% rise in the ETH buy and burn, I think it was. All right, so let's give another refresh in the old LibertySwap as we get going. I wish we should have some betting site, eh? We'd have some betting site. We should probably start doing sports betting, commentating, or boxing or something. MMA. Do MMA. MMA at the White House. We'll do that one. It's coming up, isn't it? MMA at the White House. All right, so no updates yet at the moment from the team. Like I say, fingers crossed that it will go live while we are doing the live stream. I have a set amount of time set aside for it. And we did have some news, though. We have had a part launch so far, like partly launched as they're ramping up to public launch. And that is, we had the transactions, right? So the first transaction was 52 minutes ago. The first transaction from ETH on Railgun to wrapped ETH on Pulsechain just ran on their new contract. So that's really cool. And we got the little proof of life, proof of Richard Art, proof of being real. Apparently we need that now, especially with AI around, proof of everything. But then we also, just after that, we had the other direction there. We had first transaction from wrapped ETH on Pulsechain. From Pulsechain there to ETH on Railgun is complete. We do not know the activity or the balance of the recipient address after the transaction is confirmed. The whole process took 18 seconds, so super fast in terms of Railgun, and game changer there. So very, very cool. And we got proof of Railgun transaction worked. It's got, I don't know whether it comes with the smiley face and the little angel ring, but Halo is a Halo, isn't it? Angel ring, Halo. It's kind of cool. It's a bit like if you've seen Stargate Atlantis when they're trying to describe the little Atlantean ship, and they're going to call it Stargate 1, I think it was. I think McKay, the scientist, was going to call it Stargate 1. Then the other guy, actually it was the first officer, got approved. Then I can't remember the captain guy's name, but he said, no, we're going to call it Puddle Jumper. And that's what stuck, of course. So there we go. That is our Puddle Jumper. It's gone through its own little, Stargate, right? And little Stargate there on Railgun. So pretty cool. So 2 transactions, different directions, looking good there. And we're waiting for a public release, I guess, the public assets to it as they're ramping up the launch. Woohoo! All right. So we know that also the other day that they had upgraded their LibertySwap contracts so they could interact with it. So that's been happening since the first. Sell the news. Yeah, one of the whales, one of the large accounts did the sell the news on us. I can always imagine sell the news whales when they're looking at the screen going, I'm trying to sell the news. They're probably in the chat saying, don't sell the news, guys. Don't sell the news, and then I sell the news. Anyway, jokes aside, this is what happened. We got Stephen in the house there. Why is it a big deal that Railgun is launching on Pulsechain? Serious question. Thanks. Privacy, dude. And it's going to be super fast. They're doing lots of upgrades, but I'll read through some of the list of the benefits for you since you just come in and asked that question. All right. So, Railgun to Pulsechain is a big deal. You're asking a good question, and they've answered you. Why does it matter for PCock in particular? Obviously, that's the token representation. For the first time, users get instant routes in and out of Railgun. The process is usually very complex, but we make it simple. Fees are the lowest that they have been. For someone with $10 can use Railgun as well. So very small users, that was not possible. So remember, there's all around privacy, doing privacy transfers and trading and things like that. Railgun cannot run on non-EVM chains. With our routing, we can help Solana, Suchain, C-Chain, and of course Tron, etc. Access Railgun privacy without technical barriers. And I presume there's going to include X1 from Jack Levin that's just launched recently, and that's ramping up to full operation. In fact, as I understand it, I think XDEX, which is going to be the DEX there for X1, could be launching as soon as this week, probably at the end of the week is my guess. There is a blockchain upgrade required, but I think that was in progress or coming up at least. So that could be pretty exciting there too. And then we'll get price discovery on X1 chain. And of course, potentially LibertySwap could link into that, right? So keep a look out for that. Privacy for traders and markets. So that's wondering about the use case for users. Well, it's going to be good privacy for traders and marketers. People can buy and sell meme coins without watchers tracking their wallets. So crypto soul, people like that are good at chain analysis. That's a big case there. The demand for this is real. It's real. And all fees from all chains flow back into PCock, Pulsechain that strengthens the base of the ecosystem. So, it's going to be super duper good for a lot of different users there. So hopefully that answers your question there, Stephen. And that was LibertySwap's answer. So there we go. Can't do much better than that. All right. Bing, bing, bing. I did see it show the chart earlier too. And if you didn't see that, if you didn't see the chart, I just showed it earlier. That also, I posted the link actually to that post. But that one there, I think, is the one that shows you a diagram of how it works. So kind of cool. So one of the points they made 10 hours ago, imagine when Solana meme traders discover this lol. We are getting there. We're getting there. So all roads are leading for the old Pulsechain there. And, one of the visions of Rich Hart was privacy chain. Obviously, we've got PrivX out there, but, we've got other providers coming in as well with LibertySwap. I know of at least one or two others that are out there looking to bring solutions. And I think we've already got one decent one already operating there on Pulsechain. But this is next level with the Railgun. So it's going to be very, very cool. Big money. Bring on the big money. The big players, small, medium, large, doesn't really matter. You're all welcome. $10 apparently is the minimum. So there we go. All right, let's give it a refresh and see where we're going. Hopefully we're going to get some sort of public update here before I finish my live stream, which is the whole plan. That's the plan. We're going to refresh the DApp as well, LibertySwap.finance. See if we've got anything there. Nothing at the moment. And of course, if you missed it already, we did have a bit of a seller news event there by a pretty large holder on the old charts there. Let's have a look at the hourly chart. So that's the hourly chart there. Obviously had a big run up. They basically pushed us all the way back to where we were before. And what else? That's on the pulse ratio. The pulse ratio got pretty good, 665, now 577. So still pretty good actually. We'll see what the power of people buying afterwards is in the next couple of days. We've got the interest rate cut coming up in 3 days. That's also bullish. So lots of bullish news may continue to push the chart higher. And of course, overall, the chart's looking pretty good on the old PCock. And let's hide my overlays there. But that is looking pretty good. We've also got a bullish cross on my moving averages here coming up between the 9-day and the 34-day. Now, other people use a couple other variants of that. But that is coming out looking pretty good. We've got a nice little W kind of printing out there as well. And we've got plenty of room in the RSI on the daily at about 53. So we shall see what happens here for hourly. We did get overheated there, and so pretty timely got sold off. We're back down at 68 right now, so obviously want to get some sort of consolidation there. All right, the markets at the moment still kind of green, for $91,100 on Bitcoin, $3,100 on Ethereum, so looking a bit stable, looking definitely stronger there. Pulsechain, of course, having a great day against that benchmark of the majors because the majors have been running so well. Good to see Pulsechain bouncing quite nicely. 24%, almost 25% on the Pulse at 2,100 almost. PulseX just below 1,800 at 51% increase. And of course, that was exciting. Earlier today, we had the ETH routing through, I believe, from a lot of those addresses that had the 4 million or so into it, running through Pulse into PulseX, so pumping everything there. That's the way it works. With the old Hart's Law there, and at the moment, Signum token up 32%, and we've got Hex on Pulse up 25% at the moment, and EHEX got a nice little pump, 30% there, up to 1,300 of a penny. Combined price of EHEX back over half a penny, 5,100 of a penny there. pretty good. Right. Let's see. Let's jump out of all that. We got Rackham are going to be launching Coin Mafia very soon, so that's probably could potentially be the next launch. Maybe there might be a bit of a battle between Vault 369 from Fast Abdul and Coin Mafia. We shall see, but definitely they're teasing this is getting pretty close to launch. So we're excited about that, and it's going to have a few extra bells and whistles there. The race is on. Fast Abdul says, I know, I'm going to be doing my moves. All right, so let's scroll up here. Let's refresh. That's the number one thing I'm doing during the live stream, besides talking, is refreshing the browser here. No updates at the moment, so we're chilling it with the homies. That's you guys. You guys are the homies. All the way to Brooklyn, man. Going all the way to Brooklyn. I didn't even been to Brooklyn. I probably actually have seen it from the air, maybe from the airplane. I have been to New York once. It's a pretty big place, that's for sure. Pretty big place. Yes, thank you for the update explanation there. You're welcome, Stephen. And thanks to LibertySwap for that answer. Diamond Hands in the house there. Superman, tell me your secrets. I'm in it for the tech, Diamond Hands. I'm in it for the tech. Right. Oh, occasionally, we get told things. As people that cover Pulsechain regularly, some of the influencers, they do get told things from time to time. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Not aware of. I'm aware of a little few things that are coming, but not overly. Sometimes I can know quite a bit of stuff that's coming, but it depends on who's talking to me. Now, of course, we do promotions on the Crypto Night show, along with MBS Crypto as a promotional lead, and we talk to a lot of teams. They've got a lot of good stuff going. The more good stuff they've got going, the more excited we get. Honestly, we love it. We love promoting good stuff. Occasionally there'll be a bad actor in the play, but most of the time there's a lot of good people out there doing good stuff. We got Sickly in the house there. If only RH retired all of us so we could all be up on Sunday night. Well, on that note, remember what Richard Hart said about Pulsechain season. He's more interested in Pulsechain season than altcoin season. That was one of his recent posts. Another recent post that he made was people hated it when Hex did a 10,000x. How much they're going to hate on the next pump, right? That was another big comment that he made in the recent time. On top of that, his core dev, Bretep, Pulsechain dev, also talked about he's looking forward to. He's super excited about Pulsechain season. And that it may not just be a season, it could be sustained, kind of implying that. So, I know, take that with what you will. Now, obviously, the Band-Aid coming off was pretty brutal. I don't think anyone denies that. And it certainly tested the sentiment of the community another time. But, today was a glorious pump today. It was pretty neat. So people got the bit of taste, maybe, of what's coming up ahead. We'd still got, some of those counts. Still got some dumpers there that are willing to dump down, but hopefully we'll be able to raise the floor every time, man. Raise the floor on where Pulsechain is going and start printing some parabolics. We shall see. Now, the other big thing, of course, we do want ETH to run, right? We want ETH to run. Richard Hart told us in his video today, or the other day, was that $10,000 seemed pretty good to him. So that was a very good Blues Clues there. We love Blues Clues. So 10,000 did seem tasty to him. Maybe that's going to be an important price for Ethereum in the future. Could be pretty interesting. Now, the other thing, of course, is how much ETH does Richard Hart actually have, right? So we talked about potentially, if we look at the numbers publicly, it could be up to 1.2 million Ethereum potentially, which is pretty insane, pretty sick. And that's not including any of his Bitcoin that he mined in 2011. Presumably he's holding on to all, if not most of it. Maybe he's even accumulated more. Who knows? So there's a potentiality there. That's just, obviously possibilities that based on information that we've heard, and we shall see. We shall see whether any of that plays into anything coming up for a sustained Pulsechain ecosystem. But there's many ways to create value on the chain, and one of those seems to be the ProveX method. And so we're going to see how that plays out too in January, in particular, 10th of January coming up. But maybe we'll get a God Mode candle as well. We had a bit of one today. Maybe we'll get something pretty special maybe leading into New Year's Eve or something. We'll see. We'll see what happens in that space. We have got another bullish thing that Richard likes, which is interest rate cuts, and we've got a third one coming up. Was it on Wednesday? So that could be pretty good too. Maybe we'll see another a little move there as well. Let the market absorb today's pump, and maybe we'll get another one then. Who knows? So we've got a couple of things that possibly might play into some of his little tactical chess moves. But he's a strategic player, and so he's willing to play out several years to set up the right conditions for the pump. So we're watching out for all that. All right, so let's do a refresh here and see whether we've got any public update here. And I'm hoping that launches during the live stream. Now, it may not do, of course. I won't be streaming for too many hours because we've got other things to do. But we're going to do our best. Hopefully it launches during the live stream here. Let's see what the time is. We've just turned an hour, so we'll probably keep going for at least another 15 minutes and see how we get on from here. Hopefully with the public launch. We've already seen a couple of transactions go through from the team. We've got PCock at the moment sitting at just below 1.2 cents with a ratio of 577 pulse per PCock. And that's going to get to enjoy all the new income streams that LibertySwap is rolling out. And they've got a lot of ideas. But this is definitely not only major for LibertySwap and PCock, but also a big deal for the Pulsechain, right? This really helps fulfill a big part of that vision of Richard Arts to have a privacy chain. And it's something we're excited about having, right? So it also opens up multiple chains, EVM chains, SVM chains, multiple new players in particular, traders and large whales, etc., and also potentially the Magic Carpet Ride money as well. And it's going to be fun times. But I know a lot of people in the retail book will want to use a privacy bridge. Might take them a little bit while just to use it, but I'm sure that they're going to find a pretty game changer there. All right, let's keep going. Counting it down. LibertySwap, Railgun. All feed the bird. Feed LibertySwap. Look, they even juiced up the LibertySwap lady. Is that the right word? Juiced up? I don't know. We got the first transaction from ETH on Railgun to wrapped ETH on Pulsechain happened just an hour ago. So that was just when we launched. It pretty much went live pretty much around that time. So the first transaction from Ethereum on Railgun to wrapped ETH on Pulsechain just ran on the new contract. So that was pretty cool. And then we had the second transaction, first one from wrapped ETH on Pulsechain to ETH on Railgun is complete. They don't know who it is, and it only took 18 seconds. So there we go. That's privacy for you. That's privacy. So TikTok, Crypto Coffee's on the play. He's on the battlefield. He's watching. And so, yeah, on the battle. You like that? On the battlefield? I like that. Kind of like that. General Crypto Coffee. I like that. We had the General Crypto Coffee. He's probably back in the. You know how about the generals used to sit back in the mansions while the war was on, sending orders around, but drinking. Was it the fine top tail alcohol and things like that? It was pretty hilarious. Bring out the cheese. Bring out the cheese. Sir, we just lost 1,000 troops. More cheese. All right. Jokes aside, let's move on there. LibertySwap. Let's get some updates. They should just be doing updates just while I'm streaming. Really, they should be doing that. They should just do stuff just for the stream, stream's sake. We just pushed the button. We just pushed this button now, and it's ready to go. What else there? We got Hex Creator says time to put on some elevator music and go close the blinds. Says Mikey. Yeah, probably. PLS is so undervalued right now. Says Rick on Crypto. Absolutely is, right? Absolutely is. Let's go over to Pulse at the moment and check that out. Just give a little refresh to make sure it's all operating cool. So we're day 941 on Pulsechain at the moment. We're currently in that day. So we've got 59 days to go to 1,000 days. Can you believe it? Hopefully we're well re-rated by then, right? We're well re-rated on the chain by one day 1,000. We've got Pulse at 2,070, so pretty much almost to 2,100. Remember, our previous key marks were 2,200 and 2,700, and we were up before that. We're at 3,300. So we broke through all those, and here we're bounced back 23.7% at the moment. PulseX at quadruple 0, 1760, up 50%, and INC up 30% at 82.5 cents. Hex on Pulsechain up 24% at 38 hundredth of a penny. EHEX at 1300th of a penny. Combined price XX and PX at half a penny at the moment. And that is kind of the leaders there. Yeah. And crypto at the moment, Bitcoin just rising a little bit, ahead of the interest rate cuts expected on Wednesday. And we've got pretty close to certain on that. The bond market's been front running it too. So we're looking pretty good for that third rate cuts. And of course, that inflation data we got on Friday with about 2.8% on core inflation helped a lot, right? Helped a lot there just to cement that in. We've had mixed labour markets, mixed to weak labour markets, but I think that's short term. I think we're going to have quite a rally into this quarter's data into next year, and then next year onwards going to be absolutely start to run away there to the races there. All right, kind of cool. All right, so we have a quick look here. Let's see how we're getting on. How many refreshes can you do? We can do lots. Do lots of refreshes. So that's pretty much it. So apart from that, the next project that we're expecting to launch, as I said earlier, is Coin Mafia. And of course, it's going to be very exciting. I'm excited about this. We're also going to have, it's got some cool artwork. The artwork, I must say, has been top notch. So well done to Rackham and the team. Yeah, it's going to be fun. They're going to have a referral program, and they're going to have native token launch at launch as well. They're going to have early entry and a VIP edge there is also. And then, of course, the other project we're expecting pretty soon is potentially Vault 369. So we'll see which one comes first, but they're pretty close contenders, I think. I did think the Vault was going to be probably in January, but I was told that it's soon. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Fast Abdul may still be watching. I'm not sure if he's going to give us any little teaser in there. The last big thing they announced was that it's going to have ProveX in the Vault 369 liquidity fork, but that is multi-chain, multi-collateral. So these are all really cool. We're a lot of money typically follows innovation, and we're getting a lot of these big projects are very innovative, including the Railgun that we're getting launched on the Pulsechain at the moment. It's happening as we speak behind the scenes. The public's not available yet, but it's getting there. So how are we doing for time? We're doing an hour and 7 minutes. So we're going to do our best. We've probably got about another 7 minutes for the live stream, and then I'm going to have to cut it off. But let's fingers crossed we get something happening in that time. I bet you it will happen probably a minute after I've finished live stream. I've had that several times, and I bet I'm not the only one that's done that. Has had something waiting for the launch, and then like a minute or 2 minutes after you finish the live stream, it launches. It's hilarious. Not that much fun actually, but it's hilarious too. It's hilarious. All right, so the PCock and Lady Liberty there. This is the younger Lady Liberty. This is the OG Lady Liberty on the old LibertySwap. All right, let's kick it in. Let's kick it in here. See it is. Come on, let's do it. Let's launch. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. Okay, nothing there yet. PCock not really moving at the moment. It's maybe just consolidated there on the hourly. Let's see where it goes. 4 hourly chart, daily chart, weekly chart. That's the weekly chart there. So the weekly chart's kind of looking good. It's not quite yet over the 9 weekly average yet. I tried to get over there today, but it's getting pretty good. On the daily, it's definitely looking good with the averages. I've got the 9-day and the 34-day EMA on here. It's coming up to bullish crossing. We've got a nice little W pattern in there. We've got a good week this week with the interest rate cuts, so we might have all the right things come together. And of course, we've got everyone's looking for that Christmas rally. We had that big, brutal 35% retrace in the markets based on the 10th of October. That seems to have played out now, so fingers crossed. It is looking good. We've got the holy grail of things coming up for the old Pulsechain. Now, one thing I was going to do was just go through my list a little bit again. Let's do that from yesterday since we've got a bit more time. To kill, as it were. Let's see. I posted a lot about these things, ProveX and LibertySwap lately. This one here. So this is our outlook. But before we look at this, let's have one more refresh. I watched the Crypto Night show. Man, it was the best refresh show I've ever seen in my life. We refreshed like 200 times. It was amazing. It was amazing. It's my privilege. My privilege to do that. All right, let's do one refresh of the DAP before we get into the next thing. All right, so these are some of the pump mentals coming up, guys. That looks really, really good. Now, just take a moment before we go through this list to smash the subscribe button. We're streaming on 3 YouTube channels: The Kryptonite Show, Pulsechain X, and of course Superman Crypto. We're also on X, of course, rebuilding our channel from the old one was pulled down, and so don't forget to smash the follow button on X as well. There we go. So let's get into it. 2026 outlook for crypto looks good during the Trump golden age ahead. We got interest rate cuts on the 10th. That's looking very, very certain there. Probably as high as 90% probability almost. And more in 2026, continuing the rate cycle cut there as well. New smart Fed leadership coming into play. So these are people that actually know what they're doing. So that's going to be good too. And of course, maybe secretary, maybe one of the secretaries there around Trump's, or we're doing that. I've just forgotten the name off the top of my head there, but more dovish Fed there. We've got to have quantitative easing as well. We just have quantitative tightening officially finished on the 1st of December there. We've already started seeing a little bit of monetary expansion where the Fed end up buying its bonds back and that, printing money and all that good stuff, expanding the M2 monetary supply. Trump's $21 trillion in investment is going to play out. So obviously that's been going to be awesome. New jobs. Now remember, the structure of the economy is going to be different, but it's going to be new jobs, supply expansion, which is the key, right? That supply expansion is the key, and that's going to be a big, big deal there. Scott Bessent, it wasn't Scott Bessent I was thinking of, the Treasury Secretary. It's the economic advisor. I just forgotten his name off the top of my head. You might find it, the one. He's a super brilliant economist guy. Supply, just forgotten it off the top of my head. It's kind of almost there, but not there. You know what I mean? So, supply expansion. This is really big deal. This is where, we haven't seen that in the United States under Democratic leadership, right? Because they're trying to do a managed decline, which was just a silly fool's game, right? We got the intelligence age coming up. That's what we've got rolling out right now. Convergence of multiple technologies. Obviously, AI at the leadership there of that. We've got 100% capital expansion from the tax bill that we had. That was super duper good. That's a big, big deal there, that companies can do 100% capital expensing in the first year. That is a game changer. That came out of the tax bill. Trump's balance sheet leveraging. This is also another game changer. I mean, he's doing all the heavy hitting here, guys, with this strategy. He's not leaving any stone unturned, really. It's really amazing. Onshore and offshore, drill, baby, drill, of course, is a big part of that. But for today, we saw, I don't know if you saw on Fox News, Dr. James Tour. Definitely check him out. He's an amazing guy on multiple topics. But he just talked about the fact they're going to have, I think it was, it's called Flash. I forgot the second name, Flash. It's a flash technology, basically, high beams of light. They're going to be getting rare earths out of recycling all the electronic components. And it's like a 1 to 1,000 more efficient than getting raw materials. So that's a game changer. That's coming to the United States, and that plant is opening up in January, and so that's going to be a big deal. That's a huge deal there, and of course that would disintermediate some of the pressure from China in the rare earths mining, which is a very dirty business, right, in terms of extracting rare earths there, processing them. So that's going to be huge. Tariff checks, we heard more about that today. It's going to be a big deal there. Paying down a debt, it's going to be a big deal there, and there's going to be multiple ways they're going to do that. For the US debt, remember that's $38 trillion. Remember the US economy is about $27 trillion. They're running about $1.2 trillion trade deficit. They're dealing with all these issues, and of course the federal deficit about $2.2 trillion as well. So they're doing some very cool things to get rid of all that, and it's very exciting. So America's going to be very happy about that, particularly into 26, 27. It's going to really take off. Now next year, of course, in addition to these tariff checks, there's going to be no tax on tips, taxes on tips, overtime, or social security, and of course expecting big refunds as well. So we've got lots of money coming in. Now, when you have lots of money coming in, you're going to be spending that or investing it. Those make different things, but I think we'll get a lot of people investing. But the big thing about that, how do you absorb more demand? Well, and you got more money from the fiscal monetary policy expansion. Well, you need supply expansion, right? And that's that's a big difference. What the Trump administration is doing, right? And so you got an early implementation of the Genius Act. We should probably potentially see that within, probably within the next couple of months, potentially as early as that. Otherwise, it's all the way out to January 2027. But I suggest you will probably see it earlier. The regulator will probably be moving fast on that. So that could be, maybe by March or something, we could see the stablecoin boom there. And of course, we're expecting 4 trillion there by 2030 from Scott Bessent, who Diamond Hands there was talking about there earlier. And yeah, quantitative easing picking up too by the middle of the year. That's what we're expecting too. I already talked about that, but we're expecting that that there to really ramp up by the middle of next year. Kind of cool. So what's out of all this economic boom stuff? What are we going to get? Well, 3 to 5% GDP growth rates in the United States. That is absolutely mind-blowing, and that's going to be separating America out big time, especially from China, which is probably running flat to 1%. This is going to be massive on that $27 trillion GDP. Huge, and of course, a big deal on the federal balance budget as well. And of course, Trump's already talking about funding the government with getting rid of federal taxes. So that'd be pretty mind blowing, even if they did that for a few years. So we'll see what happens in that space. Question mark. Clarity Act, of course, coming up as well, more around crypto. We've got lots more policy and regulations coming for crypto, and of course, that's going to be exciting. SEC fully supporting crypto support while still protecting the investor, and that's a big deal there. And of course, helping to rapidly tokenize the TradeFi market. Tokenizing shares, stock shares, and things like that from the stock market, and that's the big market, right? That's where all the big money is. We want that to flow into crypto. And of course, he's talking about that potentially a lot of the big stuff could be done within 2 years. He says that's how fast it's happening. We already see some bigger companies helping to make that happen. Strategic ETH reserves grow. That's obviously a continuing thing, mega theme there from Tom Lee and the crew. And of course, that's increasing ETH scarcity. And of course, with all this booming tokenization, stablecoins, and all the DeFi smart contract boom on Ethereum, that's going to get the volumes up to the point where it will be net deflationary under EIP 1559, right? So that is really good. And then, of course, we're going to have a flood of demand coming, right? The US government start declaring maybe some budget neutral buying, institutions continue to flow in, companies flow in, 401ks, directed 401ks, retail flow in, and of course, they're all getting rich out of this booming economy and pushing prices up even more, and everyone gets much richer there. And of course, we've got monetary expansion, economic fundamental booms, everyone getting rich, and it's the golden age of America. And of course, crypto goes to the moon. We're looking forward to it. So that is a bit of a wrap up of the just the perfect storm rolling out for 26, 27. It's going to be pretty cool. All right. Let's give a little refresh to LibertySwap. I think I've gone over time now, have I? Yeah, I probably have. Let's see here. Let's see if we've got any news here as well. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to get it while I'm live streaming, so I'm going to have to roll it up here. But we will post out some stuff here on X. So, I tried my best to get the timing right. Now, if it does launch a minute or two after me, after I finish the live stream, you guys can leave a comment and say, something like that. That'd be funny. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Pulsechain, hope you enjoyed that pump today. It was cool. Looks like ProofX sacrifice is definitely tapering off here. We saw about $90,000 between day 25 and 26. So that's definitely tapered off there. We'll see what happens with the OA towards the end. What else? We got some cool projects about to launch. Coin Mafia, Vault. Those are pretty cool projects. Vault's a big DeFi project, and we're going to see how that plays out. It's going to be really cool. A frontier of all that, and then maybe Coinwell, Signum, Tetra. These are all coming, big heavyweights, and can open up more opportunities for a lot of other projects too. So it'll be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and hopefully by the time I do my stream tomorrow, it will be all live, and the RAILGUN will be public probably in the next few minutes, probably even after the live stream. So keep a look out there for LibertySwap, and keep it, keep refreshing. You might have to do it for another 20 minutes, who knows? But it's coming, guys. It's coming very close. All right, we're going to leave it there. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on tomorrow's show. And we'll probably play around with LibertySwap and RAILGUN a little bit there. Looking forward to it. Take care. Bye for now. Enjoy the beginning of the week.